चलें। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व अला आलि सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व बारिक व सल्लिम। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा, रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा, रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा। या फ़त्ताहु या अलीमु इफ़्तह लना फ़तहन क़रीबा। आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन। Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In today's session, inshallah, we'll be talking about the Rasm Al Uthmani. Some of the people asked me what's the difference between the Rasm Al Uthmani and the other script that we see in Arabic writing. So Rasm Al Uthmani is specifically attached to the writing of the Quran. So when we talk about Rasm Al Uthmani, it means that the Quran, which is being compiled and authorized in writing by the fourth caliph, Uthman bin Affan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So let's see the background of it before we talk on it. So the background of the writing of the Quran came with the revelation of the Quran itself, the Wahi. So when the revelation started, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would receive the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through angel Jibreel alayhi salam, and then he would recite in front of his companions who would then memorize it, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam then would call his companions who were able to read and write. So those were the literate ones. They were literate ones. They were called scribers, the katibi wahi, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would read out the ayahs to those scribers who would wrote these ayahs onto different tools, the things, for example, on bones, dried bones, palm trees fiber, like the leaves, the dried leaves of the palm trees, the leather, stones, and the like. So these were the items used to preserve the Quran in writing during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So all the verses, all the ayahs, the surahs were kept in order, how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would read out to them. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu became the first caliph. He was the first caliph who was asked to put the writing, the whole Quran in one book. So what was the background of it was, during the time of the Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, there were battles took place because the Muslims, some of the Muslims from other regions, they started, going back from Islam. They started becoming apostates, leaving the Islam. So Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he engaged with them in battles, fought with them on the issue of zakat and the like. And resultantly, what happened, 70 Hufaz, in one of such battles, 70 Hufaz died. So the concern was about the preservation of the Quran, because as we all know that the Quran was transmitted orally from generation to generation. So when a large number of companions, they died in the battles, so Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he suggested Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu to do something about the Quran, because if the Hufaz are dying like that, then the Quran will be lost, obviously. So he suggested, why shouldn't there be one suhuf, one book in writing, so the Quran will be preserved. So Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu thought upon this advice, and he realized that it is important that we should have one copy of the Quran in writing that could be, in a form of one book bound book, like one suhuf, not in different items like on bones and palm trees and on different items, but in one book. It should be the one wholesome book called suhuf. So he compiled the Quran. He called upon Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu and other Sahaba to compile the Quran in writing. Now, this copy was kept with Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu during his time, and after he passed away, the same copy was given to Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu because he was the second caliph. And after his death, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the same copy went under the care of Hafsa, radiallahu ta'ala anha. She was the daughter of Umar, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and also the wife of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So the same copy, which was compiled under the supervision of Abu Bakr, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, came under the supervision and the care and the possession of Hafsa, radiallahu ta'ala anha. Now, the second attempt of preserving the Quran in writing came during the time of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. It all happened when the non-Muslims started, the non-Arabs started accepting Islam, and the issue of reciting the Quran in one qira'ah or the other came. And Hudhayfa bin Yaman, he was once in a battle in Azerbaijan. In Azerbaijan, he was in an event of fighting with the non-believers. So during his visit, this event, he came to know that the other soldiers, the Muslim soldiers, who were from Iraq, Iran, from Syria, from other different regions, who were fighting along with Huzaifa bin Yaman, he found out that they were having an argument. And one group would say regarding the words of the Quran, that this word should be read in this way and his way is correct, whilst the other would say, no, this word should be read in this way and this is the correct way. Now, this all happened because, as we know, that there was more than one qira'ah of the verses of the Holy Quran. So the qira'ah which reached to one group, they stick to it, and they thought this is the only way of reading the Quran, whilst the other one would be thinking the other way, because different qira'at reach to different regions, and they stick to it, and they were unaware that there is more than one way of reading the Quran. So now, because of this argument, Hudhayfa bin Yaman became concerned. He feared that if this continued, then obviously there would be fighting and disagreement, and an issue would spread around the Muslim world, which is a matter of concern. So he came back from this battle and met Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu in Medina. And he said that this is the issue. So Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu needs to look into it and sort out this problem. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu thought upon it, and then he decided to call upon the same Sahabi, Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and few others, and decided to make copy of the Quran, like produce more copies of the Quran from the original one, which was under the care of Hafsa radiallahu ta'ala anha. So these companions now, the scribers, they made a duplicate copies of the same suhuf, of the same suhuf. And this time, Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was the one who decided in which calligraphy or orthography, you can call it, the writing style, the way of writing and structuring the words. He was the one who decided that this Quran should be written in these writing styles. So which word should have alif written in it and which word should not have an alif written in it, or where the extra letters should be added to it and where it not. So a standard writing style was adopted, and the books which were not the books, the suhuf, the copies of the suhuf, which were the duplicate copies of the suhuf from the original, more than one was produced, and then it was publicized, means it was sent out to different regions along with one qari. So one qari with this duplicate copy of the Quran was sent out to different regions. So he would read out and would teach to a group of Muslims there. Now those group of Muslims, like they were the experts, they would teach to the others as well. So they had the copy of the Quran and also the reciter along with it to teach how to recite from that Mus'haf. In this way, this problem was solved. And the Uthmani script, the Rasm Al Uthmani, this time Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu included, he tried to incorporate in one Mus'haf more than one reading. Like one word can be read, it was written in such a way that it can be read in more than one way. So for example, we have the word in Surah Al-Fatiha. For example, if I share the screen of the Mus'haf, if you look at the ayah in Surah Al-Fatiha, ayah number 4, and I share the screen with you. This word, for example, is written as Maliki Yawmiddin, but as you know that in Riwayah Hafs and Asim we say Maliki Yawmiddin. This is the way how this word Maliki is written, but look how it is read. This mini alif, alif saghira, that you see written on top of next to the meme is not part of Rasm Al Uthmani. The word is written as meme, lam, and a kaf. Maliki. If someone look at it, it will look like it's written as Maliki. But in pronunciation of different qira'ah, we have the different pronunciation. So in Hafs and Asim, we say Maliki. So two way of reading is incorporated in one writing. So there is a qira'ah where this word is read as Maliki. However, in Hafs and Asim, we say Maliki. Likewise, we have this word alayhim. In some qira'ah, it's read as alayhum and alayhimu, like that. So one mushaf and one writing, but different qira'ah is taught through the expert reciters. So this problem was solved during the time of Uthman bin Affan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Since then, this writing, Rasm Al Uthmani, became the authority, a standard for the Muslims to follow. Like anyone in today's time, if someone intends to write the Quran, he must write in a way which is similar to Rasm Al Uthmani. No one can just decide that let me just write meme, fatha, alif, ma, and separate alif from the lam and the kaf and say maliki is written like that. Yes, in pronunciation is right, but that's not the Uthmani script. So one has to follow and copy the same writing style as was authorized by Caliph Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Now, Rasm has two meanings, Rasm Imla'i and Rasm Uthmani. So let's go a little deeper into it and dig down the difference between the normal Arabic writing style and Rasm Al Uthmani. Rasm Imla'i means spelling method based on the conventional method of writing Arabic. Means, as I said, like if you intend to write Maliki or Maliki, how would you write? You would write in this way. Give me a moment, I'm trying to open the whiteboard. Okay, so if you want to write in Rasm Imla'i, Maliki is written in this way. This is Rasm Imla'i. But in Rasm Uthmani, the Maliki has to be written this way. That's the accepted script in Rasm Al Uthmani. This mini alif is added later on. That was not part of the writing of the word. Means the structure is the mim, lam, and the kaf. These three letters that makes Maliki or Maliki. But this mini alif was added later on to facilitate the reading of the word in more than one qira'ah. There are other examples as well that you can make a difference. What is the difference? So the conventional way of writing is how conventionally the words are written and spelled out in Arabic. However, it is a little different when it comes to Rasm Uthmani, because as it is said, it means specific spelling method used to write letters and the words of the Quran only. Now, in general, the Rasm Uthmani, the Uthmani model of Quranic orthography, is based on 6 principles as follows. So we have in Rasm Uthmani the words, the letters which are deleted. So if you write it in Rasm Imla'i, those letters would be there. But when it comes to Rasm Uthmani, the same word will be having certain letters deleted in it. And there would be some addition to the letters, whereas you don't see those letters in Rasm Imla'i. But when it comes to Rasm Uthmani, there are some additional letters. We have Al-Hamz or Hamza, the method of writing the letter Hamza differently. Like on top of Alif, under Alif, you see the Hamza sitting on top of Waw, on Ya as well. So that's the way of writing Hamza, which is specific to Rasm Uthmani. Then we have Al-Fasl and Al-Wasl, means connection of letters and its separation. For example, you have the word An, Ma, Ain, Noon, and Mim, Alif. So you delete the Noon and make it like word like Amma, Amma. So you deleted one letter which was actually in there. A word that can be read with 2 variant readings but is written according to one of its reading form. For example, the word Maliki, as we just discussed, that you have 2 way of reading the Maliki and the Maliki, the Maliki and the Maliki. So you have to decide which one you want to choose for writing. Are you going for the Maliki or the Maliki? And Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he decided to read it without an alif added after the mim. So Maliki is a standard writing for the word. However, the reading can be variant, like it can be read in more than one way. So as you can see now, how the Rasm Uthmani was different from Rasm Imla'i. I have few other examples as well. I would like to share a screen with you of some literature I found online, which was very helpful in understanding how Rasm Uthmani is different from Rasm Imla'i. So the words that I was discussing, now this is a work, a research work done by someone. The sources is on top, as you can see. So we have deleted letters in Al-Quran. So hazaf, as you know, hazaf means to delete. Hazaf is one of the 6 main principles in the writing of Rasm Uthmani, which involves the deletion of 5 letters, that is alif, waw, ya, lam, and noon. The alif, for example. So the general rule of deletion is that the alif is deleted from the following examples. In Jama Mudhakkar al-Salim, that is masculine plural, Jama Muzakkir Salim. In Sadiqina, as you can see, originally there is no mini alif and the Sad, Dal, Qaf, Ya, and the Noon. That's the word that makes up Sadiqina. If we want to write Sadiqina, this is not how we would write. We will say Sad, Fatha, and we will put an alif, a clear long alif, and the Dal, Qaf, Ya, and the Noon. Sadiqina. That's how it is written. And Al-Munafiquna as well. As-Sabirina. So these are the words where alif has been deleted in writing, and the mini alif that we see sitting in there was not there originally. As I said, that was included after, later on, to facilitate the reading for us. Same way we have Jama as-Salim al-Mu'annatha. We have Jama Salim Mu'annath, where al-Mutasaddiqati, we have no alif after the qaf in writing. Wal-Mutasaddiqati is written without an alif. However, when it comes to reading, we have to stretch the qaf, and the mini alif is added later on. Wal-Mu'minati wal-Muslimati wal-Qanitati. In normal Rasm Imla'i, the alif would be there, but in Rasm Uthmani, it's deleted. The alif is deleted. So that's specific to the Rasm Uthmani. That's what it makes Rasm Uthmani. Delete alif on words containing dhamir na, then followed by dhamir ha or ha, as in the following words. Now, if you say wa awrathnaha, you will see the noon with the alif, a little alif after it. There was originally no alif. Like in Rasm Uthmani, you do not see an alif after the na. That's the na mutakallim. It's called na dhamir. That na that does not have alif written after it has to have a ha after it as well. So these words which have naha, naha, in all of these words, naha, naha, there is no alif in writing in Rasm Uthmani. Actually, it's written in a way which is read like wa awrathnaha, فدمرناها فأنجيناه أنزلناه جعلناه. If you read it that way without an alif, this is how it is spelled. But in reading, like in qira'ah, when you're following a riwayah, you must stretch the noon. Therefore, a mini alif is added to it to facilitate a reading again. وَأَوْرَثْنَاهَا فَدَمَّرْنَاهَا. And we know the experts, the scholars know that there was an alif which has been deleted. It has been not been added to it. We have other examples as well. That was an example of alif being deleted. We have other examples. For example, we have wa ishaqa wa ismaila wa ibrahima. Now you can see when we write ishaq, we write the qaf at the end separate, and we write the ha with the alif. Ishaq and Ismail, Ibrahim. Look, a mini ya is added after the ha in Ibrahim. But originally, see, the word is not having a ya after the ha. These mini alif and mini ya was added later on. Likewise, we have harf nida. or the ya of the calling. Ya Musa. Ya Musa in Rasm Imla is not written like that. Ya Fatha Alif. Ya would be separate, and Musa is a name which is separate. So that's not one word. It's a combination of two words. Ya Musa and Ya Ayyuha. Again, we have a combination of two words, but that's written together because Alif has been deleted from it. Hataini, Hada, these are the demonstrative pronouns, ism ishara. The Hada is written as Hada, and Hataini is written as Hataini. But when you're doing a qira'ah, you must stretch the Ha, even though you do not see alif written next to it, but you should be stretching because in reading, the Ha is long. And in Rasm Al Uthmani, this has been deleted in writing. We have allati, wallati, well, all of those ones that you see mini alif and mini ya added to it was originally not there because those have been deleted. We have the vaw, this yad'u wa yamhu Allahu wa yad'u. If you look, yamhu, this word, wa yamhu is actually yamhu, and the vaw has been deleted to it. The vaw has not been added to this word, ha. And yad'u is yad'u, so it's not in there. So deleted vaw occurs in 5 words in the Quran, as in وَيَدْعُ وَيَمْحُ اللَّهُ يَدْعُ يَدْعُ الدَّاعِي فَلْيَدْعُ نَادِيَهُ وَصَالِحُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So in written copy of Quran with Rasm Imla'i, a mad letter waw was written at the end of these words, as in here. So Rasm Imla'i is this one with the waw added after those letters, but in Rasm Uthmani, the waw is not added. I hope so this has given you some idea why Rasm Uthmani is different from Rasm Imla'i. Again, we have the waw, a mini waw added to the normal size of the waw. Originally in Rasm Uthmani, we do not have an extra waw after the waw. Ma'wuriya, waw dhamma is stretched, but the waw, the mini waw was not in there. So it was without it because the waw has been deleted. Likewise, we have Dawood. Dawood, the waw is stretched. The mini waw has been added to it because in Rasm Uthmani, extra waw is not added after the waw dhamma. There are other examples as well. An-Nabiyina. When we write in Imla'i form, the Nabiyyin would be having an extra ya after the ya mushaddada, yina, to stretch it. But in Rasm Uthmani, there is no extra ya. The mini ya is added again for us to make it easy to read the stretched ya. But originally in Rasm Uthmani, the ya has not been added in writing. You can see it here. In the writing of Rasm Al Imla'i, the second ya is written clearly as in Nabi, An-Nabiyyin, Rabbaniyin, Al-Ummiyin. Here, that's how it is written in Arabic normally, Rasm Imla'i. But that's specific and exclusive to Rasm Uthmani. The ya has been deleted. So it doesn't happen everywhere. It's just a specific places, in specific words, this writing style has occurred. So that was about Rasm Al Uthmani, and it was important to give some explanation as to what Rasm means and what does it imply when we say Rasm Uthmani, and to know the difference between Rasm Imla'i and Rasm Uthmani, because I was talking about in one of my sessions where I spoke about why Rasm Uthmani is so popular, and in one of the sessions I talk about the Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu related to Rasm Uthmani, and it was mistaken as to mean that perhaps in today's word we read Riwayah Hafs and Asim because perhaps the Caliph, which is the Sultanate Uthmaniya, which is the Turkish Empire, that is also, the name was similar, the Sultanate Uthmaniya and Uthman bin Affan, so the name became confused as perhaps Rasm Uthmani means this Rasm, this writing style was approved perhaps by the Turks. This is not the case. When I say Rasm Uthmani, it is mean that this rasm was authorized and approved by the fourth Caliph Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who was the Sahabi of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That's what it means. It has nothing to do with the Turks or the Turkish Caliphate. That's different. Riwayah Hafs and Asim became prevalent because not only the reason that when the the empire of the Turkish, what you call it, Uthman, Sultanate Uthmaniya, they were the ones who were conquering and ruling the most part of the Muslim world during their time, and they opened the madrasas and they facilitated the reading of the Quran, its learning, its teaching, opened more schools, Islamic schools and the madrasas and the mosques at different places because they were ruling different regions in the world, and they chose the Uthmani script and the and Riwayah Hafs and Asim because this is what they themselves followed, and because it was easier for the teachers as well to teach in Riwayah Hafs and Asim because it has less rules, less tajweed rules as compared to the other riwayas. Other riwayas have more complicated tajweed rules to learn, but this was easy. So naturally it became, because the tendency and the inclination of Sultanate Uthmaniya, it was easy for them to teach in Riwayah Hafs. So that Riwayah has become more prevalent. It was easier. The Quran was published in Riwayah Hafs more. It was distributed more. And in today's world as well, we see it is still the same case. Riwayah Hafs is more popular and is prevalent in majority of the Muslim world and then the other riwayat. It doesn't mean that the other riwayas are not there. They are very much there in the regions of Africa and other part of the Muslim world. It's still there. But this is the one that every Muslim man will learn the Quran, will learn it first in Hafs and Asim style than the others. I hope this is clear. If there are questions, I would be happy to look into it and try to discuss and answer, inshallah ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.